St. John's Bridge. Freaking noisy traffic. Nice old bridge. Suspension bridge, I think they call it. Man, I can't wait. Man, I can hardly wait to get back into the forest and get out of this noisy traffic. My gosh. All right, exiting St. John Bridge now. St. John's Bridge. Ahead, Forest Park. One last look at the St. John's Bridge from the western bank of the Willamette River. This is the best view of it here. Just a grand old bridge. I really love it. Here we are, not far, just a few yards south of the St. John's Bridge, and here's the steps up to Forest Park. Coming in from a different direction this time. I'm going to backtrack to the point where I left off before, when I came out of the park at the last video. This is part 3 of the video I'm beginning here. Hello, you gonna make it? Do you need a hand?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Alrighty.
I'm at the end of my hike and I'm a little wobbly, so
That
it's like
right on.
this last little bit doesn't seem like much.
That's the way I get after miles and miles of
Yeah,
it.
and I can also smell my car in my
I'm easing my way back into it physically.
Me too, yeah. Good luck.
Yes, have a wonderful day. All right, meet all kinds of nice people along the trail here. Oh, this is very rocky, but it's not slick like it was before, and that's nice. I can do this, yes. Now, as you can see from before, we entered back into Forest Park from the direction of St. John's this time. And I'm trying to make my way back to the Wildwood Trail and back down to where I was before. Yes, it is. I love it here.
Okay, let us back.
Thank you very much, folks. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Yourself?
Great. Glad to get back in the forest.
Oh yeah.
I need a little stress relief from the city.
Everybody does.
Bye now. Yes, I haven't met anything but just great people along the trail here. I hear people sometimes say, oh, there's so many weirdos hanging out. I haven't seen a single weirdo that I would classify as a quote-unquote weirdo. So, see? Another non-weirdo. Have you heard that before? Don't go to Forest Park. There's all kinds of weirdos in there.
Oh no, that's.
I haven't seen a single one.
No.
So far, met a few people. Just got started too. Okay, I'm gonna pause this video here until I come up to something more notable than this. Oh, damn. That was rough. I'm not used to it yet. That was a steep climb. Now I have to work out where I am on the trail, make my way back to Wildwood. Okay. I forgot to mention that I came up from St. John's on the Ridge Trail, it was called. And now I'm on the Leif Erikson Trail, which is a bike trail and human trail. Rather, humans that ride bikes and humans that walk. This seems to be mile 8 1/4 of the Leif Erikson Trail. And so, making my way on the Leif Erikson Trail back toward the Wildwood Trail. Here's another sign, but it says Fire Lane 7 that way. I'm not going that way. I'm going on the Leif Erikson Trail until I get to Fire Lane. Well, I'm going to pass Fire Lane 6, I presume, and then go on to Fire Lane 5, hang a right, and follow that a short way until I get to Wildwood Trail. I really like these wildflowers that are along the trail, these yellow ones. They have a very shiny tint to them in the sun. They're very shiny. I don't know if that's coming out in the video or not, but I don't know what they're called, but they're quite attractive. Oh, and they're growing all along this Leif Erikson Trail here, which makes it very nice. One more thing that makes this hike very pleasant, and it's just a wonderful day today. Pleasant weather, a bit warm, I would say. Upper 70s today. Yeah, but under this canopy, it makes it feel cooler than that. Yeah. I'm at an impasse. My original plan for today was to walk up this Leif Erikson Trail until I got to Fire Lane 5, and then hang a right, and it would take me very shortly to the Wildwood Trail. But there's another trail here. It leads off to the right. It's called the it's called the Wiregate Trail, and I don't know whether to take it or not. Can you see it? There it is. The Wiregate Trail. I can't zoom in. So I suppose. Well, you know, I don't know where that one's going. The Wiregate Trail. I think I'll just stick with the plan. Stay on this Leif Erikson Trail. Yeah, just stick to the plan, I suppose. Until the plan's not going well anymore. Just rolling with it. Still have yet to make it over to the Wildwood Trail. You know, it's difficult to reacquire that from this direction. From, let's see, the east side of this ridge. The side that's facing St. John's. It's hard to reacquire the Wildwood Trail because the Wildwood Trail runs basically up and down the middle and the western side of this ridge. And well, anyway, continuing on the Leif Erikson Trail. I didn't turn off back there because I've arrived at Fire Lane 5. I just saw a biker come down this steep path. What's that structure? I wonder. I'll go up and look. It's got pipes on it. Holding tank of some sort. Huh. Strange. All right. Fire Lane 5 to the Wildwood Trail. Oh my gosh. Finally, 4:07 in the afternoon. Because I got a late start, I started up this trail probably about, well, I got into the forest park from St. John's maybe around 1:45 p.m., so rather late. It might have been as early as 1:30. But still, that's much later than I usually get started. Now it's 4:07 in the afternoon on a Sunday, again. But I've reacquired the Wildwood Trail at long last. There is the signage. Well, where is it? I need my, oh, there it is. My glasses. Put my glasses on. But, oh yeah, hold on a sec. Okay, I flipped the camera around out of selfie mode. That's the trail I just came off of. It's the Fire Lane 5. Here's another sign. Now what I like to do with these is take a high definition photo of it so that I can reference it on my way as I'm hiking, and I don't actually need there to be cell coverage to look up maps online. Alternately, one I suppose could preload a map onto their phone and have that at the ready before they even start out. But this is a method I've found that works pretty well. So I'm going to take a picture of this, and then I'm going to continue not that way, but yeah, that way. There's two paths here though. Which one's the right one? I reckon it's the smaller of the two. Or is it? Hell, I don't know. I think that this bigger one is Fire Lane 5, and this one's the Wildwood Trail. And it goes on this way. That's what it looks like. Yeah, Wildwood Trail. It's pointing that way. Here comes a biker down this Fire Lane 5, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it continues on there.
Yep.
Good day.
Yep, you too.
Okay. After consulting the map here on the trail at the corner of Wildwood and Fire Lane 5, I've reconsidered backtracking to Fire Lane 3 where I left off before. Instead, I'm going to leave that little bit from Fire Lane 3 all the way up to here and then beyond to the Ridge Trail, which I noticed ran all the way up to the Wildwood Trail, which basically parallels the Leif Erikson Trail. All very confusing, I know, but if you consult the map, you'll see that what I'm talking about. So I'm going to continue heading, I guess, in a northwesterly direction along this ridge on the Wildwood Trail until I get to the Ridge Trail again, and then go down the Ridge Trail once more and out the way I came in. I will cross Leif Erikson Trail on the way down. But that's the plan for today, seeing as how it's so late in the afternoon. maybe I can continue this tomorrow. Tomorrow I have off work as well. Sunday's today. Tomorrow is Monday. And I'll probably just come back here again tomorrow. Or failing that, next weekend. All right, here I go. Back on the Wildwood Trail. From this point, onward to the Ridge Trail, and then back down. Now this is wild. I don't know if you could see it in this video, but there are spores coming off these mushrooms. It looked like steam at first, but then I realized it's spores. Just constantly flying off these mushrooms. Again, I don't know if it's visible. From this direction I saw it. There it is. But I don't know. Yeah, I can see it. That's very cool. I've never seen that. And this whole tree, this dead tree's covered with them. I don't know what type of mushrooms they are, but they're pretty awesome. Just past the junction of Wiregate Trail and Wildwood Trail. It's a bit after 5 in the afternoon now, going on evening. So I'm looking for Ridge Trail. When I see that, I'll head back down. I love how quiet everything is out here. Quite a ways from the freeway here. I hear the occasional jet aircraft fly over, as I just did. Oh, look at that old tree. Rotten stump. Some of these stumps I've seen out here have new trees growing out of them, which is very cool. Yeah, so when I see the Ridge Trail, I'm going to head back down to the highway out of Forest Park. You're watching part 3 of my journey called Hiking the Wildwood Trail in Forest Park, Portland, Oregon. See, now here's what I was talking about earlier with a completely dead stump that's turning to mulch, decaying to the bare elements, and another tree has taken root and grown right out of it. This one's not very old, a few years old, I suspect, but it's flourishing on this dead stump, which I feel is very cool. Here's Fire Lane 7. Now, I hope I'm doing the right thing by continuing on here on Wildwood. I should see the Ridge Trail coming down from that direction. I'm not sure how far up it's going to be here. I'm beginning to be concerned a bit because the sun is getting rather low in the sky. I need to find an egress point from Forest Park. And I really, in future, need to plan this much better than I did today. That's for sure. Seeing as how I have no flashlight, torch, some might say. And so when the sun gets low enough, it'll be slow going. And dangerous as well, because some of these drop-offs are pretty steep. If one were to be so unfortunate as to step off the trail at such a place, at such a point. All right, looking for the ridge trail down still. I've been walking for some time. Surprisingly, I just met a couple more hikers, and they steered me in the right direction. They did verify that I am going in the right direction, and that I should be looking for the gas line road on their map. They had a program called All Trails, which I have used, but I don't have a subscription, so I can't download maps. Yeah, and on All Trails it showed that I should take Gasline Road down from the ridge. And when I get to Leif Erikson Trail, then I'll be able to find my way out from there. Fire lane 7A? You know what? I consulted this map here on the trail, and I see the ridge trail ahead. It's a ways up, but I think I still have enough daylight to do it. So I'm going to press on. I'm not going to take this Gasline Road, aka Fire Lane 7A. I'm not going to take that, because it really doesn't. It kind of takes me out of my way and further south before it heads north again. But I can continue on this ridge trail, the Wildwood Trail, until I get to the ridge trail. And yeah, that's the plan I had originally. So, well, plan B, not the original, but plan B is continue on this until I get to the ridge trail, and then go down. Finally at the ridge trail, leaving the Wildwood Trail now. Have a good night, folks. Ridge trail going down. I thought it might be steep, and it is, but it's not slippery, it's not slimy. Slow going, but still plenty of sun by the looks of it. It's been a fun hike again. I've been thinking today that perhaps when I'm done with the Wildwood Trail, I should probably venture out into more remote regions away from the city where the trails are less traveled actually, and more, well, closer to you know, what nature provides in a more pristine condition. And yeah, that I would love that. Maybe do some tent camping out in the wild, you know, off trail perhaps, with compass and map. I did that a bit when I was in Alaska in '86 and '87, when I was a much younger man, of course. And I just had a blast there. I spent 5 months alone in the Alaska wilderness at the tail end, beginning at the tail end of winter and on until autumn started coming in. And I left the bush, went back to Fairbanks in September. Now here's something peculiar. Seems to be some sort of marker. It's a trail marker, I suppose. I'm going to take a picture of it with my Fuji camera. The XT2, which I just acquired, and I've been taking pictures on this part 3 entirely with my, well, I'll show you what it looks like. Take it off my neck. It's a great camera and I love it. It's doing a great job for me. I only have one lens so far, and it's a good all-around kit lens. Alright, coming now back down to the Leif Erikson Trail. Now, I think the Ridge Trail crosses here somewhere, so I need to find out where exactly. Ridge Trail. Oh, this is the Ridge Trail I'm coming off of. It shows no sign for the Leif Erikson Trail, but this is it, obviously. Gee, where? Oh yeah, right there. That's where I came up. That's the Ridge Trail. I mean the Ridge Trail going down continues right here. Remember the cones? Yeah, they were there when I came up. And so, since I've already documented this part, I will just pick up again when I exit the park. Well, there is one more thing I want to add about this Ridge Trail. Some parts of it are so steep that it's almost as strenuous going down as it is going up, I'm finding, because I have to check my momentum, that I don't go flying down the hill at a speed that exceeds the ability of my muscles to keep up the many joint and muscular pains I've been experiencing at this point in my life. They are getting better, however, less and less. I think I'm getting in better shape than I was. You know, after a certain age, you reach a point of diminishing returns where no matter how hard you work out and how much exertion and everyday effort you put into it, you're going to eventually reach a point where it's not doing much good, and you can just maintain at best what you have. Well, I'm droning on again. And back out the way I came now. St. John's Bridge over there. Very nearby. I'd better grab this rail before I go tumbling. Camera and all. Okay, this concludes actually part 3 of my video series, hiking the Wildwood Trail. Thank you for watching, and we'll pick up again at part 4. Now I need to find a bus home on a Sunday. I suppose I'll have to hike back into St. John's. Cross the bridge again, because last Sunday there was no bus running on this road. I don't think it runs after a certain hour on Sunday on this road. Anyway, see you next time.